Don't place a trade based on what you'll see in this video because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Hey traders, John Howell here, and today we're going to be looking at the markets. Obviously the stock market. The stock market is looking a bit shaky right now, and what's going on right now when it comes to that. Also, I want to be looking at silver and gold and the mining stocks. We're actually getting a bit of a sell-off there. So are we due for some sort of a short-term weakness? And how am I sort of looking at those sort of markets as well too? Plus also, guys, I want to give you a bit of a bonus trade. I'm going to share with you one stock that I'm actually looking at right now when it comes to the stock market. And I'm going to share with you exactly the setup I'm looking at and a trade that I want to get in on. But I'm still waiting for confirmation, and I'll share that trade with you, and hopefully it helps you out. So before I do start, guys, I am running a bit of a flash sale right now, and that is to my trading course. My trading course I'm just doing for $7 only, just for a short period of time frame. So if you need help, need what I call the breakthrough in your trading, then go to johnsflashsale.com. There should be a link in the description. There's actually 11 videos there. It's actually a bit more than that. So I think there's about 13, 14, a few bonus videos in the membership as well too. But foundations, chart reading strategies, a couple different trading systems, number one indicator, the mindset. It's a good breakthrough system if you need it. Okay, so guys, johnsflashsale.com, or there should be a link in the description. Just $7 only for a short period of time only. Now let's have a look at the Dow Jones. And the one thing I'm noticing with the Dow Jones is I'm noticing a lot here that the Dow Jones has been really having a lot of problems around this sort of 35,000 level. This 35,000 level has been really sort of knocking on the door quite strongly when it comes to the Dow Jones. And you can see how that we've been really sort of squeezing up into some sort of a triangle pattern. If I draw, there could be another trend line coming through there somewhere. I could use that one, or I could use possibly, yeah, that I'd use that one through there. And I'd use that one, and all I'm looking for is some more sort of valid touches, and I'd use that trend line through there. That's definitely valid. Support through there. You can see we had a lot of action through there, and a lot of action through there as well too. We've got a bit of a squeezing up pattern through here. So if we do break down, we are overall squeezing up into an overall triangle pattern now. We can see that the market is definitely squeezing up here. So if we can start to break above here, which I do believe we're going to, guys, I think this July is creating a bit of a shakiness in the markets. Well, not all markets. We're seeing a lot of tech stocks. I've done really, really well this month out of tech stocks. If you guys have seen my last couple of videos, you know that I talked about those few trades that I exited as well too. But if I take that off the screen, you can squeeze my charts up. You can see how we're developing into a really nice sort of tight triangle pattern. So if we start to get sort of a breakout of this triangle pattern that's forming on the Dow Jones, we're probably likely to see a nice move up from there. And then I would say we're likely to race to the 40,000 Dow, which I know that sounds crazy, but that's where I see things happening. But we need to get the breakout first to start that move. Moving over now through to the S&P 500, and again, market's actually, market's looking shaky, and we got really just not much going on right now when it comes to the last sort of couple of weeks. Just really struggling where we are right now. But we are definitely still in a very strong upward trend. So I wouldn't want to be trying to fight this trend, because you can see every time we've gotten a pullback, the buyers have bought into it. So even if we do get like a little bit of a pullback through here, guys, probably the buyers are going to buy back up again. And when it comes to the S&P 500, I do have my first overall target is actually 5,000 by the end of this year. And the same for the Nasdaq as well too. The Nasdaq sort of broke out of its triangle pattern, and now it's just going sideways. We're not really getting much through here. So again, the market's sort of like, it's like the market's like, what's going on? And you can see how the market's really unsure right now, where it is right now. Now I think it's through the July period. You'll notice when we start to get into August that the volatility will start to pick up, and movement starts to pick up, and then especially when you start that August, September, that August onwards through the end of the year, that's when you start to really see things start to pick up in the market. So just be prepared for it, guys. And and just be prepared for amazing opportunities as well too. Just make sure you have some sort of a system that you're following. Make sure you're following something. And also a note to my private clients. Obviously, some of you guys do watch my YouTube videos. Just be patient, guys. And because there's amazing trades just around the corner, there's amazing trades always that are just in front of us. We just need to be ready for them and be prepared for them, and not to be taking shit trades. So a bit of a note to my private clients. Be patient, guys. Be patient. There's amazing trades that's happened throughout the year, and it's going to start to get really, really, really busy. So be prepared. And so moving over now through to the Nasdaq, you can see we're just sort of hovering out through here. But I see the Nasdaq myself at a 17,000 print by the end of this year. I know. It's like, oh my goodness, John, are you serious? Yes, I still see that. So regardless of what's happening here right now, I have a target of 17,000 by the end of the year. 40,000 on the Dow, 5,000 on the S&P 500. That's a minimum target. If it actually really heats up, then my second target is 5,400. Even that makes me a bit nervous, but I do believe we're going to get to 5,000, and then also the Nasdaq as well too, 17,000 as well too. We broke it out. We've just gone a bit of a sideways through here. Not really much going on. So I would expect to see Nasdaq to pick back up, and then once it does do that, there, guys. In fact, if it does, and this is actually a bit of a bonus for you guys. Right now, you can see how the market's actually broken out. All right. So look at this here. Right now, personally, I'm actually in the Nasdaq, but if I was looked to add to my position, because I'm now that extra confident of it working, I'm already in the Nasdaq. I got in on the breakout, so I'm in the QQQs. I bought some call options. I'm in the SPY as well too, so QQQ SPYs, because I'm in there because I put my money where my mouth is, where I believe where it's going to be by the end of this year. But here's the thing: if the market does do this, okay, down, and the market does something like that, the Nasdaq does that, you can see how we've got like what we call a space. See how there's a lot of space through here? That's pretty powerful. So that's step one. If we get something like that, but then this is the high point up here. All right, so this is the high point. If we can turn around and start to create a higher low through here, and then we do something like that, and we break that there would be a pretty powerful confirmation or entry point for me to say, okay, now we're now getting ready to have that move to the 17,000. Now, when I say move to the 17,000, I mean it's probably likely to go up for a few weeks and then get a pullback, just like it does all the time. Okay, so not straight up vertical. Well, it may, we just never know. But that's the one thing I'll be looking at. So I've already entered here on the Nasdaq. If we can get something like this on the Nasdaq, where it's actually pulling back, like give me a few more days pullback, and then give us this pattern here that I just shared with you guys. Oh my goodness, it is so powerful. The pattern I just shared with you, I trade this pattern all the time, and it is incredible. It's so powerful. If we can get that break above here, we start to see the 15,000 print, and we get that pattern. 17,000, here we come, all the way, right? All the way by the end of this year. So keep an eye on for that, guys. If we do get a bit more of a pullback out of the markets coming into, if we do get a pullback coming into next week on the Nasdaq, then just keep an eye out for that. Move over now through to gold, and gold has continued to be really in no man's land. We're just really not much going on. We're still squeezing up in this overall big picture here. You can see we have this big massive long-term support line is still coming into play, but we're still in like, what is this going to be? Because it's sort of like a do or die situation right now. This actually could be some sort of a head and shoulder formation, and I'm personally just waiting to see this is the shoulder, this is the head. Is this some sort of right shoulder? Because we don't know now, or I don't know if it is now, because I'm waiting to see what the market's going to tell me. But once the market gives me some sort of clue, if we can get something like this, a break up, and then a break above this high here. Let me go back to the daily charts for a minute. This is now zoomed in on the daily charts. I'll look at the weekly charts. Weekly charts are so powerful, guys, so make sure you keep an eye on those weekly charts, okay? So if we get something like this, and we hold, and we continue to slowly grind back up above, and then get above 1900, then my target, if we can start to get back above this 1900 level, then I have a target of 2,100 120 on gold. So this is like a bit of a do or die situation. Are we about to roll over and continue down? Or is this going to be a big, massive reversal head and shoulders? And if it is, then once again, if we start to see a break above 1900, then I see this thing rallying. Then I have a target for it to be up at 2,120 through there. So that's what I'm seeing through there. We also can see on we're getting a little bit more of a weakness in the gold mining stocks. A little bit of a sell-off there on the GDXJ. GDX hasn't been really doing much as well too. It's just a bit of a sideways movement. We're actually getting a little bit of a selling movement and a lot of selling volume. So we may be in Sue, guys, for a bit of a short-term selling pressure into the mining stocks. And same for the SILJ. Again, very, 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 very strong movement on the downside. And then we also can see the SIL. So we're definitely getting a lot of selling pressure here, guys. I don't believe if we do continue down, which does look like we're going to. It looks like we've broken this support level now. We've had a bit of a drop to the downside, especially here. So it does look like, especially on the SIL, it looks like we're going to have a move back down towards these levels here, around the 39 level, I would say. But I don't believe this is going to be the end. You know what I mean? Like this is going to be the end, and we're just going to keep dropping down. I believe a bit of a short-term movement on the downside, yes, could come. But then I see this market turning around, and we've still got these gaps. Let me take the moving averages off the screen here, and you can see how we've got these gaps. And these big gaps, guys, they always get filled. Somehow, I don't know when this bottom's going to happen, but we come rallying back up, and we're going to come and fill that gap. GDX has it as well too, and the GDXJ has it as well too. So we're likely to come back up and fill those gaps. And this happens in so many markets. Like look at Twitter. Okay, look at Twitter, right? There's a big gap here, big gap, and then look what happened. It rallied down a little bit, came back up, and then came over and then closed that gap. Netflix did it as well too. Big gap down, and then look at this here. It took its time, didn't it? Like just like the mining stocks might be doing right now, taking its time. But over the next few months, we came back up, and guess what? Look what happened. Bam, came down and closed the gap as well. So that's what we're looking at through there, guys. When it comes to the mining stocks, we may be in Sue for a bit of weakness in gold and silver and then the mining stocks on the short-term basis, guys. But the long-term basis, I wouldn't be worried about it. Again, guys, for me personally, my positions in the mining stocks and also gold and silver is, right now we're getting that uncertainty, inflation, transitory, not, all that sort of stuff, dollar up or not. I believe the dollar is going to get hammered over time because of just, the printing press. But we can see that. So for me, guys, I'm always an investor long term in gold and silver. I've never had a trading position yet, anyway, unless I get my trading system, a trading pattern, and that's basically what I'm personally looking for when it comes to some sort of trading pattern. If you'd like to learn some of my trading patterns, then just grab that $7 trading course. Link in description. Now, that one stock, let me actually get to just thinking. Last but not least, that one stock that I am looking at to see for me to give me a nice little what I call a short-term cash generator trade. We can see here as on eBay, drum roll, eBay. Bit late, John. I did that back to front. They say, you know how they do like the whole drum rolls, like drum roll, and then they release it, and then they tell you what it is, and then they say this is what's going to be. Or I showed you what it was, and then I did the drum roll. So what do we have here on eBay? Well, firstly, again, this is not a trade for me right now, not yet. I still need to get confirmation, so I will wait until the market tells me to jump in. So we have a low, we have a higher low, we have a beautiful upward trend. Got both my moving averages nicely sort of trending to the upside very nicely. And we're getting a bit of a pullback through here, right? Very, 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 very nice pullback. So the bit of a gift for you guys is what I'm personally looking for is that if we get something like this, like that, maybe next week, and then we get something like this, like a nice little breakaway bar like that, and we get little volume for that day there, and then we get something like this on this day here, that there would give me a short-term trade for maybe, 2, 3, 4 days maybe. just like back here, as you can see, up bar, 1, 2, 3 days later. Same for here, right? Up bar, 1, 2, 3 days later. You can see that that's basically what I'm looking for a very short-term trade. So this is actually a bit of a gift for you guys of what I'm looking for from there. Obviously, there's no guarantees of this generating a profit. I always have a stop in place, and I always have risk management. I like to personally trade options around these because if I can get a 5% move on the stock, I can make a 50 to 80% return on my option, and I liked that a lot. It's pretty amazing. So there we go, guys. There's actually a bit of a gift for you guys when it comes to that. Hope this helped you out today, guys. Make sure you go to johnsflashsale.com. If you like this sort of training, then you're gonna love what's in the trading course there as well too. So go to johnsflashsale.com now, guys. Make sure you grab that $7 trading course. I'm only doing it for the next few days. So make sure you go down there and grab it. So go to johnsflashsale.com or click on that link in the description and go grab it right now. I'll speak to you guys real soon.